Today, we're looking at the coolest ships from a long time ago
in a galaxy far, far away. Welcome to the weekend end.
Last Friday was Force Friday, which means that all the new merchandise for the new Star Wars movie, The Last Jedi, came out. So we're kind of in a Star Wars mood today.
So today we're going to take a look back and look at some of the coolest ships in Star Wars. And trust me, we've got some good ones for you. So starting off the list today, we have the Millennium Falcon, a classic. The Millennium Falcon is a Corellian light freighter, or as is more belovedly known, a YT-1300 492727ZED. It was originally owned by Lando Calrissian, who actually lost it in a game of Sabacc to Han Solo, and I guess Sabacc is like space poker. And so now Han Solo and Chewbacca fly it all around the galaxy. They have hyperdrive on it that's one of the fastest in the entire galaxy. As we all know, it's able to do the Kessel run in 12 parsecs, which I guess is fast. It's
I guess so.
Who knows?
My speedometer's in miles per hour.
Yeah,
parsecs.
The conversion rate is hard.
Yeah.
It also has sensor-proof smuggling compartments, which it utilizes wisely to hide Princess Leia from the greedy clutches of the Empire.
Right.
It's like I said, it's one of the fastest ships in the galaxy. It also has a Dejarik table, which is like space chess. So I guess they just like flying around playing games.
They do
space games.
Yeah.
You know,
don't bet the Falcon on it.
No. Not against the Wookiee.
I mean, it's sort of scrapped together, but that's iconic Star Wars right there.
It's iconic.
It doesn't get much cooler than that.
It really doesn't. There's not much else to say. It's a beaut.
Actually, I may have spoken too soon. It might get cooler than that. The first ship I'm here to talk about is the Sith Fury class Interceptor. This is a ship from the Old Republic Star Wars games, so a bit back in the history, but I just think this is probably one of the coolest looking ships that I've seen in Star Wars, especially on the Sith side of things. I love the fins that open up in the back, the guns, the cockpit. It's got a hollow table and a lot of room in the cockpit for the whole crew. This is used for transport and also fighting. It's got 4 high-powered laser cannons and missiles. It's designed to inflict a lot of damage right away, really fast. And it's able to be upgradable for a variety of different situations, kind of depending on what the Sith Inquisitor or whoever warrior needed it for at that point in time. But just a really cool looking ship.
Beautiful. So yeah, I would love to fly it, hate to fight it, you know. But not going to see that flying at me. Next on the list we have a Super Star Destroyer, which is the Executor, Super Star Destroyer Executor, which was the flagship of Lord Darth Vader. This thing is massive. It's almost 12 miles long from tip to tail. It's equipped with 5,000 weapons, over 5,000 weapons to broadside a planet to smithereens. On top of that, because that's not enough, it's actually got a military base inside of it, equipped to, well, once you level a planet, I don't know what you do with stormtroopers, but I guess it's the next step in their 5-step program. But this thing it's beautiful, it's massive, it's intimidating, it's everything Star Wars.
I love the lines on it are so cool. Just how big it is compared to a regular Star Destroyer, and just how sleek it is. Doesn't have like the jutting out bits that other Star Destroyers have. It was definitely the evolution of the Star Destroyer.
Absolutely.
But looking back, so my next ship is probably one of my favorites of Star Wars, and it has been for a long time. This is the Slave One, which is Boba Fett's ship, also his father Jango Fett's ship. It's a modified fighter spray 31 class patrol and attack craft. Now, the Fire Spray class actually was designed to be a police vehicle, sort of like for police purposes. And Jango Fett, he either broke out of jail or somehow he got his hands on one. Only a few of them were made, and so when he was taken off from the shipyard that he stole it from, he turned around, bombed the rest of them, so that's why it's the only one we see, and that's why it's so unique out there. He outfitted it with a number of weapons, laser cannons, projectile launchers, seismic charges, all those put to great use in the battle with Obi-Wan Kenobi and his starfighter, which is awesome. And it's so unique. I love the way it flies, how the wings reorient themselves, all the weapons on it. I feel like if
Batman had a spaceship, this would probably be his spaceship. It's tactical. It's got.
He would probably repaint it black.
I'm sure.
But and put little ears on the top.
Right.
But
so the next up on the list is the Rogue Shadow, which apart from being an awesome name, is also an awesome ship. It's primarily his most known pilot is Starkiller, who was the secret apprentice of Sith Lord Darth Vader in the Force Unleashed games 1 and 2. And this thing is decked out with some of the most state-of-the-art cloaking technology in the galaxy, as well as a highly advanced hyperdrive engine, so that it can get to anywhere in the galaxy without being seen. So, and knowing this Starkiller guy sending on all these missions and stuff to decimate the rebels or the Alliance is it's a pretty good ride for him. It fits him pretty well, and it's beautiful looking. I mean, this thing is. We've got a couple different pictures here, so it looks like it can kind of be adapted to different situations. But I like that kind of the Sith influence with the TIE fighter here.
I do. I like the that it's not symmetric. It's kind of like off-sided in at least some of the versions. I think that kind of gives it a little more unique look to it. Back to Star Destroyers, I'm going to be talking about the Sith Star Destroyer. That's what I like to call it. Technically, its name is the Harrower Class Dreadnought. This is also from the Old Republic games. Harrower Class Dreadnought just, makes you feel dread and knots. But it was the backbone of the Imperial Navy of the Sith Empire during the Great Galactic War and a bunch of the wars way back in the history of Star Wars. It's got, a whole crew. It's got a bunch of starfighters, bombers, and shuttles. One of the things I find really interesting is how it's split down the middle and the front.
I noticed.
And unlike the typical wedge-shaped Star Destroyers that come all the way to a point. And it's actually where 2 of its hangar bays are located, so you see them stacked on top of each other in the middle. It's got 2 other ones on the side right before the little wings and another one up on the bottom. So a lot of places to put ships, and it just gives it a really cool design.
That's awesome. Next up on the list, we have the TIE Phantom, which is kind of the... I guess this came out, I believe, after the TIE Fighter. Is it kind of it the next evolution, sort of? It's a prototype. This one is really unique looking. It's got the the 2 wings on the bottom and the wing on top.
I sort of kind of got it's like a TIE Fighter / Imperial shuttle blend, kind of.
I hadn't even thought of that, but with the wing on top, exactly. It's got
makes sense, both Imperial ships.
It's got 5 blasters, 2 right beneath the cockpit, and then 1 on each of the wingtips. You can see one of our pictures here that has all of them firing at once, and that's kind of for. You can get concentrated firepower simultaneously from each of these, which can be pretty deadly. It's also got hyperdrive capabilities, I believe, which you said that TIE fighters do not have.
I think normal TIE fighters have hyperdrives.
I think you might be right. It's got a deflector shield,
which also normal TIE fighters don't have. They're too small.
And then it's also got a cloaking device. Which I don't know if TIE fighters have that too.
TIE fighters don't. That's actually unique because usually smaller ships don't have enough room to put a cloaking device on it. I guess it requires a lot of space to put it on, so that's unique.
That makes sense.
So that's kind of cool that it's got kind of a definitely upgraded version. the last one, I'm going back to Mandalore. This is the best Ulic starfighter. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, but I don't know if you know. I don't know who made up the pronunciation for this.
Who knows?
But it was a cutting-edge starfighter created by Mandal Motors, and one of the first prototypes were used in the Mandalorians way back in the past. And Mandalore was a great big proud planet.
Sure.
It is very interesting, very versatile. It could be a planet attack bomber. It could be a hunter killer, long range. It's got some clean lines. I like the V shape to it. Kind of looks like if one of Obi-Wan's Jedi starfighters from Episode 2, just like bent. Just kind of, it also has got a neat kind of Slave 1 feel to it, which I think is really cool. The baffles you see on the back there are to enhance its stealth capabilities. You see the, I think it's the Mythosaur. The logo on the wing there. That's sort of the Mandalorian creature. It's kind of one of their symbols.
Their banner.
Got a bunch of weapons on it. It's able to tilt vertically to land in small places and take off. You can also see what's interesting is it kind of looks like Boba Fett's mask.
You're right. Yeah, I noticed that. Yeah,
which is very interesting. It just kind of it's a unique ship, and I think it's just really cool looking. And
I would love to see these things flying around.
I love this Mandalorian too.
That's right.
But that's what we think are some of the coolest ships in the Star Wars universe. If one of the ships that you think is the coolest didn't make it onto the list, be sure to let us know in the comments down below. Like and subscribe to this video and our web series, and
we will see you next Monday morning.